we know that we have protons, neutrons, and electrons. All right, we got these three different things: protons, neutrons, and electrons. Okay, and let's look at this little handy dandy chart. The proton. We need to understand that for the mass of a proton, it's going to be 1.6 times 10 to the negative 27. Super small particle. All right, this is what we figured out, right? Over those different people that done those experiments, right? We got a super small particle here. We also found out the mass of this proton is 1 AMU. All right, so AMU is just atomic mass unit. And this is how we think about the mass for our protons, neutrons, electrons, etc. It's atomic mass unit. All right, so it's just a unit. And with all protons, they're going to have a charge that is positive 1. Okay, it's relative. Okay, so just to make it simple, it's a positive 1. And then we found out the charge, right, was 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19. Okay, it's a positive in this case. Now, if we go over here, right, the neutron is 1.6 times 10 to the negative 27, very similar in mass. So we can see that with our atomic mass unit, it's going to be 1 AMU. All right, but this is the key thing with neutrons. They don't have a charge, so it's going to be 0. Okay, so it's 0. All right, and we see that with the charge. It's going to be 0 as well. Okay. And then electron, right? Electrons are 0.00091 times 10 to the negative 27. So this is the smallest particle of the proton neutrons, okay? And we can see that with the AMU, it's basically the smallest AMU, very close to just 0. And we also understand, right, that the charge for electrons are negative 1, all right, which we can see negative 1.6 times 10 to the negative 19, okay? So this is a summary of everything that we have here for our atom. A key thing that I want to point out, which we're going to talk about this more in detail when we're talking about periodic table, but the number of protons, all right, defines that element, okay? So each element will also have a different amount of protons. And if you have a different amount of protons, then you're going to have different properties. Okay, so that's just a key nugget you want to understand before we get into the periodic table. All right, each element has a different amount of protons. So this is how those elements have different properties. Okay, and this is just a summary of this atom here: protons, neutrons, and electrons.